Aloha everyone, Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com. All right, in creating educational content for everyone, I want to stick to the theme of going over the good and the bad from each session. Today, we had quite a few new long positions. Basically was already fully invested heading into today. Had a lot of trades trigger and get canceled by the interactive broker system. What is funny is that the ones that continue to move higher did very well today. But there are 3 long positions that I got filled on that did very well today. And then we'll also go over the one that did the very worst today because there was only 2 that ended red for me and they were both negligible. But first off, OGEN was a new long position this weekend, and you can see, boom, it's worked immediately. My first profit target is the 200-day moving average, and then after that, it's going to be this high right here, which is going to be around 68 cents. So it's all splitting hairs. The 200's at 66. More than likely, if the 200-day moving average is met, I'm going to remove this next profit target and probably more than likely move it to this gap fill area right here so I can give the stock room to breathe, which is around 82 cents. But right off the bat, immediate 8% gain for OGEN. That's exactly what I like to see in my new long positions. I want them to work immediately. Like I always tell people, if you're a new trader and or go heavy into the new long positions, you draw an uptrend line and it closes below the uptrend line, you get completely out. Or if you're like me, you have those profit limits, but you also start splitting up your stops. As I took this trade, I had 1, 2, 3 stops. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 trailing stops on my OGEN position. Next one I'm going to go over is ACAD. ACAD actually was a new long signal back here on this date right here, September 10th. It has triggered and filled today, so all is well. But once again, another quick 8% move. Adding a stop here, I now have 1, 2, 3 stops on ACAD. But like I always tell people, if you go heavy into these positions, which I will when everything lines up in the market, but right now it's just 1% my account capital per position, larger account size for my end of day account, a close below that uptrend line if you do go larger, or if you're new and you have to take those large positions initially, close below that uptrend line, go ahead and get out of ACAD. There are no profit sell limits on ACAD because, as you can see, it's basically a trend following position with clear skies ahead. I let these go as far as they want to go. And then the only other brand new long position that filled today that was brand new with a good percent gain, AVEO, an immediate 5% gain. It's a little bit less because my trigger is always 1 tick above the high of the day. That's where my good to cancel buy stop limit orders always are, is 1 tick above the high of the day. If it's a $100 stock, that means it's $100.01. If it's a $10 stock, it's $10.01. If it's a 1 cent stock, then it's 0.010001, whatever. Depends how many decimal points that the stock trades or whatever, but it's always 1 tick higher. AVO worked out immediately. Going into this trade, I only had 1 stop here. I now have 2, 1, 2. Once again, though, it's basically splitting hairs. A close below the uptrend line. If you have a larger position or smaller account capital, just go ahead and get out and move on. But AVO worked right away. My first profit target is right here. This high of the day right there, 108. My next profit target is all the way to 185. But I want to give it room to work in case it wants to get up there. I don't want to keep my limits too close to where I get filled because I want to give AVEO a chance to explode higher if it wants to. Now, those were the new long positions that did well. Did I take any new long positions that did not do well immediately? Yes. ADMS triggered and filled. The high of the day was 648, so my good to cancel buy stop limit order was at 649. As you can see, it traded up and through. 648 triggered me at 649, but there's an immediate reversal on above average volume. So I immediately start consolidating stops. Since I still have strong balance of power indicator and it did not go yellow, I am just splitting my stops evenly. So I now have 1 here, 2, 3, 4. But for this trade on ADMS, if you have a large position, since it's not moving higher immediately, you know the drill. Close below the uptrend line, you will get out of the position immediately. No questions asked. Rotate that money into the newest signal, keeping your losses small, because it's impossible to be right all the time. It's just impossible. It will never happen. ADMS, why I trailed my stops the way I do is because let's say it just goes down a little bit tomorrow, bounces off the 50-day moving average and rallies to new highs. That's why I don't use the uptrend line unless it was 10, 20% of my account capital. But like I said, not doing that right now. The markets, my technical indicators are mixed across the board on all the major market indices. There's no reason to be that aggressive just yet. Now, I want to go over the current holdings that I've had that did very well today. GHSI, which I reviewed for you this weekend, up again today, hit another profit target. The next profit target for me for GHSI is 56. Then it's the 50-day moving average at 73 cents. Still, since initially going long, GHSI, that's a 40% gain in 3 days. Beautiful. That's what I love to see. Then, going more long-term, EVER, you can see the white arrow back here. This was the signal date. I got filled this date. Look at the gain in this one now, 222%. If it wasn't for this sell-off right here, this would still be a very large position, as there were add signals here, there were add signals here, and there were add signals here. Sadly, this little reversal kind of broke this strong uptrend line, so I'm out of over half of EVER. Thanks to that from the original position. But let's say that you use the 50-day moving average only as your sell signal. How about that? You're sitting on a 220% gain in a little under 7 months. Hey, I wish I had a large portion of my portfolio in this one stock, but the market environment since the summer of 2018 has not given all of my technical indicators the proper lineup where everything is green means go. So it's only so much of my account capital. But still, for other members of Big Wave Trading, this has been a very, very successful long position. AXSM, here's another one. Here was the signal back here with the breakout to new highs today. We now have a 100% gain in 5 months. Beautiful. This is exactly what I like to see. KPTI, we went over this one this past weekend. Breakout to new highs. What is its return now? 108% in a little over 3 months. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And then the last one I want to go over, just AKRX. Just want to show you that GHSI is not the only short-term mover that worked right away. AKRX gave me a long signal here. This is one of my oversold bottoming plays. MACD, RSI, stochastics, all confirmed this basically higher low and setup with the volume surge and the BOP surge. Since then, AKRX, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, bam, 40% gain. Beautiful. But they don't all work out, so that's what the whole point is. This is why I showed you ADMS. I want to also show you one that failed today on an end-of-day basis, but with my tight stops, I was already out of it before today happened. So the signal for IHG, and I didn't love it, but I never know what's going to work and what's not going to work in this market environment. It's very mixed and random. There is no real identifiable pattern just yet. Like I said, heavily short names, perfect speculator scan, quality cancelums, quality names that are earnings winner, beating on the top bottom line that also raise guidance are the best ones. You still don't know if they're going to work or not. IHG didn't work, immediately got filled, immediately have a stop half below that, out half with the gap down on the 10th. I'm out all of it. But on an end-of-day basis, IHG has failed. But still, small losses. Compare those to the gains. What did you lose? 2%. Not too bad. Road was a new long position back here. See that move today? Comes on above average volume and it's below the 20-day moving average. That's a 50% sell signal. But even with that 50% sell signal, we still have a 6% gain. And then the recent long position that's not working out immediately, DXYN. This is already a 50% sell signal. This was the long position. My final cut loss level is right here at 115. But like I always say, draw that uptrend line, a close below it, you're out. All right, everyone, going to wrap the video up here. Have a great rest of your Monday evening.